listening to the Dyslexia Mom Life podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Holcomb. You are listening to the 12 Days of Dyslexia with tips and thoughts to navigate your dyslexia journey. On the fourth day of dyslexia, I'm bringing to you education. Education. So, the fourth day of dyslexia is all about educating yourself. So if you think about it, when you think about that identification of dyslexia, that diagnosis of dyslexia, the first thing you think is, oh my goodness, this is like a whole new world. There's so much information out there. And if you think about dyslexia from the lens of, my child will never read, and we talked about this on day one, the shame and the fear of what you may be feeling. The best way for you to get on the other side of that is to educate yourself. So some people say that dyslexia is really your identity. For me, I'm a redhead. For others, it may be part of my identity as being dyslexic. For some, they say it's a difference. For some people, they're fine with saying it's a disability. You choose how you want to identify with dyslexia for your family. The best thing you can do for you and your family and your child is to educate yourself. And hey, you're here listening to the podcast, so you are already in the right place, making the first right steps. And there's a lot of information out there. So as you're educating yourself, you also need to find a tribe or, a community. Find a community that you enjoy, a community that you trust, a community I suggest a community that's positive and that doesn't allow for negativity. You're going to have bad days. Absolutely. But we want to also keep our perspective, because our perspective is what our children see and what they know and what they see role modeled. And they pick up on that, and they pick up on our body language. So the best thing you can do at this stage is to continue to educate yourself. I believe I'm a lifelong learner. I always have. I've always believed that there's things I can learn and more information that I can be exposed to be a better person, to be a better employee, to be a better parent, to be a better wife, whatever it might be. This is no different. As you look and maybe read some personal growth books, or you listen to podcasts, or you listen to audiobooks, whatever you like to do, maybe it's even reading some blogs, whatever you enjoy doing to consume information. That is one of your first steps when you find out your child is dyslexic, is to educate yourself and find things that you enjoy. You can go back to some of the previous podcasts, and we talked about, I've interviewed several authors. I've got book recommendations if you want to dive into some books. Find one that resonates with you. There are a handful of really good dyslexia books. Some of them are very deep into science, and if that's not your thing, then that's okay. There's other books that talk about building relationships with your children. I really like those. That would be Dr. Franklin's book. And there's just a lot of different books out there. Marianne Young has a good book as well. She's been on the podcast. But what I want you to do is find something that you connect with and continue to have that as a resource for you, because as you move along this journey, you will continue to educate yourself along the way so you can advocate for your child and for you to figure out how to help your child navigate this world. So, on the fourth day of dyslexia, educate yourself. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any of the other days of dyslexia. Thanks for listening today. The best way you can thank me is to share this episode with a friend, or your favorite episode with a friend. You can do that right in your podcast app. You can hit a share button, and you can email it or text it or send it over to social. And like I've told you before, 1 in 5 are dyslexic. And so there is someone that needs to hear this information. And if we work together, we can get more information out to more families that need it. So I really do appreciate that. I want you to have a great day. And remember, you got this. I'll be back tomorrow with the 5th day of dyslexia. Take care.